KookFan.com with WSU great Robbie Tobeck at Pac-12 Media Day in Los Angeles. All right, Robbie, I just have a few questions for you regarding WSU and the Pac-12. So as a member of the Pac-12 Alumni Council, what are some things that you guys have been discussing in terms of goals?
Well, this is my first meeting. The main meeting is at the Pac-12 championship game every year, where a lot, get a lot more in depth and goals are assessed and things like that. But this has been a little more informative of a time for us, just with what's going on with the Pac-12, a little bit of upheaval, what our goals are going forward, and I come away with the sense that everyone's together and everyone's kind of got the like mind, same goals in place, and ultimately the goal is to get Pac-12 football back to where Pac-12 football traditionally has been. And sure, it's been down a couple years, the last few years, but there's no reason we can't fight, scratch and claw our way back, and we are one of the premier conferences in this country, and I have no doubt that we'll continue to be so.
Okay, great. And then pertaining to today, I was wondering your thoughts on Commissioner Klyavkov's speech, and what were some things that stood out to you during it?
I thought he did a great job. It was informative. He laid out some stuff. He had his 3-point plan, the things that he's been given permission to look at as far as, media rights, expansion, partnerships, those types of things. And, he's a smart guy and a clever guy, and I think he's got some stuff in the works that we don't know about, nobody knows about, and I think he's got some stuff up his sleeve, from his background, where he comes from. I think there's a lot of great potential here for the Pac-12, and he's a smart guy. He's been in these situations, these types of negotiations before, when you're talking about the media rights and TV rights and all those types of things. So I think it's going to be a good fit for us, and he's going to find the right home for our TV and streaming and those types of things, and I think we're going to add some good some good partners to the conference at some point. I think that's one of the things we're looking at. But I also liked the fact that he came out swinging a little bit. That to me, he's been sitting back. We've been taking a lot of shots, lobbied from other conferences, other commissioners, things that to my way of thinking are probably inappropriate and unnecessary. And he came out swinging a little bit, and that's what I like. I can get behind a guy that's a fighter.
All right, great. And then another question. This one's more specifically related to WSU.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think the future holds for WSU athletics and WSU football in particular, with obviously a rapidly changing landscape?
Well, I think the number one thing we got to do at Washington State University is just continue being us. Recruit to Pullman. I mean, through the years, all the successful coaches that have come through Washington State University, football, basketball, you name it, have recruited to Pullman. And what's great about Washington State University and what's great about Pullman. And but that being said, the landscape is changing, and we've started you hear about NIL, and I understand a lot of people don't agree with it or don't like it, or it gives them a weird feeling, because we're now able to do some of the things we've been told that we can't do for all these years. But we've started the Cougar Collective. And if you're not competing in the NIL space in college and major college athletics nowadays, you're not competing in major college. You just might as well go down a level or two. So we've started the Cougar Collective. It's cougarcollective.org. We're going to be starting a membership drive here this fall. You can go to that website right now and become a member, and it's the way that we're going to stay competitive. We've built some great facilities. We talk about the arms race, building facilities, doing all these things. We've done that. The arms race is now NIL opportunities for college athletes, and a lot of these college athletes are going to take this money. I know when I was in college, I would have bought clothes for school with it, and food and those types of things. And a lot of these guys are going to take this money. We're using Money Vehicle to educate these guys in financials and starting IRAs with it. We're doing, some of these guys are going to be entrepreneurial with some of this money. And it's not necessarily money that's going to make anybody rich or anything like that, but we have got to play in this space. We've got to be able to contribute to these guys to stay competitive in college athletics.
Okay, awesome. And then one last question. With USC and UCLA leaving the conference in the next 2 years, how do you think that will impact WSU's recruiting in Southern California?
Well, again, I say, recruit to Pullman. What's great about Pullman? What's great about coming to school at Washington State University? And You know, it's a short plane ride from here to Pullman. It really is. You know, it's a couple hours, and so I think we'll be able to compete. It's still a West Coast deal. I have no worries. I mean, heck, I was a kid from Florida that went to Pullman, Washington. We get guys out of Texas. We get guys out of still Florida. All the these other places. So I have no doubt that we'll be able to continue to recruit this area and pull guys out of Southern California, despite USC and UCLA and what they've done.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks.